Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, slides are coming up. And I'm going to close a few screens because I got way too many open. Okay, I'll keep that. Uh-oh, I needed that. Oh, well, too late now. I'll keep that one. That can go. Wow. Oh, yeah, you definitely got to go. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go right now. You can go. Go and go. Okay, there we go. Cheers. There you go. Well, the Queen had her favorite, the Queen's favorite. And that, as we all know, was Meghan. Now, there are some of us who do not care for the Queen under any circumstances, and that is quite understandable. The history of colonization is one of the best reasons to ask a lot of questions. So we won't hold that against anybody. Hello, Kathy G. Thank you so much for being first. Hey, Lydia Washington, Emma D, Joya Moore, Mary H, and a whole bunch of other folks. Well, today I went and got my what do you call it? The orange marmalade, which I have not tasted as of yet. Should I taste it right now? Okay, maybe later. Maybe later. I'm trying to think, what could I taste it with? Well, I mean, I could just put a little spoon in there and try it, right? Right. Yeah, you don't really need anything. Okay. By the way, I don't think we'll be here more than an hour. I really don't. I know I say that all the time, but I just don't suspect we will. I mean, there's always that possibility. You know, I'm like a dead fish. I just go with the flow. Um, hey, did you guys hear about that movie called Constipation? There is a movie I want to see. It's called Constipation. Anybody heard of it? That's probably because it hasn't come out yet. It hasn't come out yet. Constipation. It hasn't come out yet. Anyway, I'll be here all week, folks. Yeah, right. So, let's see here. I just want to open up one more screen so I could see what you are seeing. I'm glad I don't have to hear what you're hearing because I'm pretty sure it's pretty bad. Anticipation. Anticipation is making me wait. It's making me wait. All right. What in the Eliza Doolittle is going on here? But I have to tell you, every time I think about those poor kids in the rain, I feel a certain way. I really do. I feel a certain way. It's painful to look at, and especially The way those little kids were screaming, "Mommy, mommy." The lady with the big faces got me out here in the rain, and her bald head husband too. And the lady keeps grinning at me. She reminds me of Hansel and Gretel. She keeps reaching out with these chicken bones. Anyway, um, well, yesterday Hazel Jones reminded me that I neglected to mention the Duchess of Kent. And you know what? Um, Unfortunately, like so many people, it's not until a person has passed away that I learn anything about them. But she seemed to be a real go getter. The Duchess of Kent, who has died at 92, was the most unassuming and one of the most popular members of the royal family, having married into when she wed the Duke of Kent, a cousin of Queen Elizabeth II in 1961. As such, she was entitled to be called Her Royal Highness, a title which she surrendered when she gave up royal duties. As wife of a royal duke, she lost her surname, though she preferred to be known simply as Catherine Kent. In a family whose members can seem weighed down by their concept of duty, for many years she embraced hers and was devoted participant in charity work, supporting dozens of organizations. She blazed with empathy, was noted for her different defendants, whatever that is. Okay, let me do this. Diffidence and informality. Yeah, her informality. I have never liked barriers, she said. I find it very hard to arrive and be thought different and perhaps formal. So she didn't like all the formalities. It was said that she was a very private woman who carried off her duty often with more warmth than those born to it. Lately, and latterly ill health made her increasingly reclusive and more reluctant to carry out official duties, though she did attend the wedding of Prince William and that uh, Kate Kate Middleton in 2011, and of course, Prince Harry and Meghan in 2018. She often traveled by public transport unrecognized. At various times, she walked as confidential counselor for the Samaritans, was a volunteer at the Oxfordshire Hospital for dying children, and scrubbed lavatory floors in Lourdes, having in 1994 become the first senior royal in 300 years to be received into the Roman Catholic Church. As probably the family's most accomplished musician, she was also particularly associated with musical charities, and as something of a sports enthusiast, she was a regular attendee and trophy presenter at both Wimbledon and the FA Cup final. She was appointed the GCVO, let's see, that is something Victorian Order, by Queen Elizabeth II in 1977. I was about to say 2077. She was born into the Yorkshire gentry at the ancestral home Hovingham Hall near York to Joyce née Brunner and William Wolseley, a baronet. Her father, a former soldier and later Lord Lieutenant of North Riding, briefly captained Yorkshire at cricket in 1920, when an amateur leader was thought essential. Well, let me see here. Oh, she was educated at Queen Margaret School in York and Rundon Hall in Norfolk. She tried and failed to win a place at the Royal Academy of Music. She said, I passionately wanted to have a career in music, but I wasn't good enough, she told an interviewer. Instead, she got a job at a children's home in York, taught music in primary school. In later years, she became a member of the London Bach Choir and was patron of many musical charities, the National Foundation for Youth Music, the Royal Northern College of Music, the Yehudi Menuhin School, the Ulster Conservatory, Making Music, and the National Foundation of Music and Society. In a BBC Radio 3 interview in 2005, she expressed a liking for rap music and the singer Dido. Yeah, actually, I heard that someplace else. Um, the Duchess of Kent was kind of fond of rap music. Isn't that something? I don't know why that tickles me so much. Um, anyway, she had some kind of falling out with the Wimbledon, and that's why she quit. I think it was some kid that she tried to invite to the royal box, and they refused. And anyway, she told him to go to hell. But I like her. I like her. Oh yeah, she had some poor health going on. Well, that's unfortunate. Um, but yeah, I rather like her now. I feel bad. I never learned anything about her before. And to be honest with you, that just goes to show my bias because I was pretty sure anybody else in the family could possibly be interesting. Didn't seem possible. Oh, okay. And she just decided to be a Catholic, huh? Isn't that something? And her husband became a Catholic and did not lose his place in the line of succession. That's interesting. Okay, well, very interesting lady. And isn't that a beautiful picture? I decided to give it a backdrop of sunflowers. It seemed apropos, and quite a daring photo, if I might add. I mean, look who's wearing some hot pants. I've never seen a royal in hot pants. Well, yes and no. Let's see. The senior British royal family don't want you to know about the rest. Yeah, you know what? You got a good point there. They don't want to take the shine off of those other misfits. Thank you very much, Legs. That's right. They don't want to take the shine off of them. Wow, what an interesting person. She met her future husband, Prince Edward, Duke of Kent, when her father invited him to lunch while he was stationed at Catterick Barracks in 1956. Though the match was not altogether approved by his mother, Princess Marina, widow of George V, fourth son. Oh, she was a widow of George V's fourth son. Prince George, the previous duke, had been killed in a flying accident in 1942. She twice forbade the match and made the couple live without any contact for a year before finally agreeing to the marriage, which took place at York Minster in 1961. That's a long time. From 56 to 61, they had to wait. Yeah, and her husband is the Duke of Kent, the one that's always kind of shuffling along. Um, he's a very stiff appearing person to have such a interesting and beautiful wife. They had three children. Oh, wow. She suffered from depression. Oh, it looks like she suffered a stillbirth. Wow, the depth and the range of the Duchess's social concerns gave rise to her decision to convert to Roman Catholicism, subsequently followed by her son Nicholas, a step that received the Queen's approval. Though, as she was already married to the Duke, he did not lose his place in the line of succession. Oh, so he didn't convert. One of her kids did. She said, I do love the guidelines, and the Catholic Church offers you those. I have always wanted that in my life. I like to know what's expected of me. I like being told, you shall go to church on Sunday. If you don't, you're for it. What is that? Cardinal Basil Hume. Okay. All right, you guys, let's move on. Very interesting. Anyway, I love that photo. Take a look there. There she is later in life. I'm going to guess 40-ish, maybe 40-ish or something like that. And there she is with her husband, the Duke of Kent. And there she is at Wimbledon presenting the trophy. And my goodness, you know what? I've seen this picture of her in this dress, I don't know how many times, and didn't know who the heck she was. Well, take a look. Take a look. That's who. Yeah, that's who. I tell you, is there anyone that Kate will not copy? I repeat, is there anyone that Kate will not copy? She's got that bad, don't she? Hey, Hazel Jones, thanks for the reminder yesterday. I hope I've done the Duchess of Kent justice with my presentation tonight. And there is the wedding photo. This was the first royal wedding. I believe they said it was the first that was photographed or recorded in color, in living color. And what a beautiful bride she makes. Yeah, following the stillbirth. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Seems like family and tradition very, very important to her, even outside of her royal life. Oh, okay. By the way, you guys, Cookies and Cream is an administrator, moderator. So both Cookies and Cream, um, Church Nellie, and Lydia Washington will be able to slow down the chat when necessary. So I usually do not do anything with the speed of the chat. But it always seems to go just right. So um, there you go. FYI. Now, I do have a soundbite for you. I'm going to keep this moving, and maybe we'll finish in an hour. That would be nice, actually. Okay. I may appear to be free, but I'm just a prisoner of your love. I may seem all right. Uh-oh. What do I recognize that from? Okay, I better save that. You know, these AI images are getting on my nerves because one can scarcely tell what is a real photo these days. And while they're brilliant and beautiful, they can be a bit annoying. Oh no. Oh, people are having way too much fun with Kate Middleton. I love it. Okay. Look at there. I got sidetracked again. Okay, let me do what I'm supposed to do here.
Needs to be studied as an actual human experiment. Love from Meghan on Netflix. I did this purely out of a human study basis, so I could see what everyone was talking about. And in general, you're haters. There are plenty of villains in this world that you can project all of that hate and energy towards. But Meghan, I don't think she's up there. I don't think she's up there. I'm going to have to disagree with half of the population here because what are you talking about? It just reminds me of the Barbie movie with that really beautiful scene that touched so many women. And I feel like this is really relevant here. When she married Harry and was trying to be royal, everyone referred to her past as this trashy American actress who would basically not have enough class to be royal. Now she's doing something really fitting. She's back on the TV with her own show and back to acting. But now she's giving it Nora Smith in the kitchen. You want to say she's unrelatable? She's the most unrelatable person ever. Yes. Most actors are unrelatable to the general public. Not everything that sells has to be relatable to you. I actually like people that are not relatable to me to give me a bigger perspective. Never being enough as a woman is a universal experience. It doesn't matter how much wealth you have in the bank. It is a relatable experience. And trust me, if I had the money and the resources, I would have my own fucking beehive too. And I would be packing my kids' lunch boxes with fucking flower petals. It's not pretentious to eat whole foods. It's not pretentious to be more sustainable. That's not what it is. And then she did the labour dance because you wanted relatable, so she gave you relatable. And then every fucking woman over 40 went mental and called her a slut, essentially, in some words. But overall, from a spiritual perspective, they are cycle breakers. That is what a cycle breaker is. You're outcasts, you're black sheep, you have smear campaigns against you, and you leave. You break the cycle, you do something new. And it's hard. That is what a cycle breaker is. So they're actually probably walking a more divine path than most people. Being royal doesn't separate you from the cycles of life. So of course they have their own family dynamic, their own contracts, their own cycles to break. And they probably needed their shit shaken, actually. Probably a long time coming. And Harry was the chosen one. And at this point, if you have a hard on for the royal family, and that's the reason you don't like Meghan, because you feel like she led him astray, get a brain scan, because that's not normal behavior. Like, that's bizarre.
Okay. Because that's bizarre. Team Sussex. I'm glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that. I like her. Okay. Wow. Blonde who got Kate to flash a bit of leg and the rest of the team who honed, that is, her image, who helped hone her image. Honed. As you can see, once upon a time, Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Once upon a time, Kitty Litter, Miss Kitty Litter, once played Eliza Doolittle. I wonder if that's why the Queen, or should I say, is that why the other reason why the Queen referred to her as Duchess Doolittle or the Doolittle Duchess? because of her past performance as Eliza Doolittle. As a matter of fact, she still talks like Eliza Doolittle. Yeah. I was one. uh, yes, I guess they do have that in common. She and Eliza Doolittle with that odd speech pattern. Let me see. Eliza Doolittle. I'm trying to find where she's like speaking with that. Uh, okay, let me see. Let me try this one.
All right, Eliza, say it again.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
Didn't I say that?
No, Eliza, you didn't say that. You didn't even say that. Every night.
Did you hear what he said? She said, "Did I say that?" He said, "No, Eliza, you didn't say that, and you didn't say that either."
Before you get into bed, where you used to say your prayers, I want you to say, the rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain 50 times. You get much further with the Lord if you learn not to offend his ears. Now for your H's. Pickering, this is going to be ghastly.
Show yourself, Higgins. Give the girl a chance.
Oh, well, I suppose you can't expect you to get it right the first time. Come here, Eliza, and watch closely. Now, you see that flame?
You know what? The funny thing is, Kate didn't even have to try to use a different voice. She need only speak the way she would normally speak, and that was the character right there. The real acting came in when she decided to try to speak with the proper Queen's English.
The woman's mouth was stuffed with beads. As soon
Okay. Remember that little trick they used where they stuffed her
Every
mouth?
time you pronounce the letter H.
They stuffed her mouth with beads to try to make her speak over the sounds that she was making. Oh, well.
All right, Eliza, say it again.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
Didn't I say that?
No, Eliza, you didn't say that. You didn't even say that. Directly, the flame will waver, and every time you drop your H, the flame will remain stationary. In Hampshire, hurricanes hardly ever happen. Now, repeat that out to me. In Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire, hurricanes hardly ever happen.
In Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire, hurricanes hardly ever happen.
Oh, no.
You know what? I kind of want to see that movie again. My Fair Kitty. Yes, My Fair Kitty, Lazy Katie. I want to see that movie again. I want to see a movie that was inspired by Kate before she was even born. The Rhine and the Rhine and Spain stays mildly in the plain. Oh man. Anyway, so yeah, Kate played Eliza Doolittle. And this is a team of people that were hired to try to smooth out those rough edges, to try to turn her into a proper lady. Yes, they had their work cut out for them. They sure did. Sir David Manning makes sure Kate's head is full with tactful thoughts and local knowledge. Deputy Communications Secretary Nick Longren is an item with Rebecca Deacon. I guess he's dating Rebecca Deacon. I don't know. While Miguel Head, which is on the right side, is William's private secretary. Wait, Is Miguel the one with the beard? He's got to be the one with the beard because I don't think William would hire anyone who didn't have a beard. I don't even think he would marry anyone who wasn't, you know what? Yeah, I think they got those backwards. Because I just got to be Miguel on the left. The one on the right does not look like a Miguel. Huh, okay. Well, anyway, that's part of the team. I mean, it took all the king's horses and all the king's men to try to make Kate Middleton sound like a human being again. And let us not forget trendsetter Natasha Archer encouraged Kate to get rid of the wedges and show off more leg. Oh my goodness, is she responsible for that? And Amanda Cook Tucker is the woman responsible for the lustrous royal hair. Uh-huh. And who is this on the right? Rebecca Deacon. Oh, that's the one they were talking about, is Kate's private secretary and now confidant. Now, you guys, this article is from December of 2014. It is from December of 2014. But these are the people that Muriel shared with me yesterday so that I could see the crackpot team of experts that they brought in to try to smooth out the rough edges on Kate Middleton to try to get her out of those wedge heels. She's one of the most highly styled, glossy women in the world who has both the public and the magazine editors asking how she manages to look so groomed for every occasion. Well, if you want to know, all you have to do is ask David, Nick, Miguel, Natasha, Amanda, and Rebecca. That's how you figure that out. You just ask those people how she looks so polished. Now, so far, they haven't been able to do much with her voice, but the look, sure, she has a certain look about herself. She sure does. I mean, take a look here on the left side. That is the image that came with the article, the light blue. You know, that is kind of like a modern version of the overskirt, but that does not seem very regal to me. I don't, yeah, I'm not feeling that. And then, of course, the woman who is also responsible for Kate Middleton, the one who looked like she worked in one of them houses, Carol Middleton, the one who taught her to flash some leg every time you get out of the car or every time you do pretty much anything, show them some legs. Maybe they won't realize that you are, you know. I find Kate's expressions as a royal princess absolutely vulgar and in really bad taste. And I think she offended Queen Elizabeth far too many times. And the tabloids were just too polite to say so. They were really too polite to say so. Anyway, I'm going to pin this article for you guys if you want to take a look at it later. So I'm going to put it at the top of the chat. And it really gives you a little mini bio on all of those people that I just mentioned. So let me go ahead and pin that to the top of the chat in case anybody's interested in knowing a little bit more about them. But yeah, if you ask me, the palace wasted their money. They really wasted their money because all I can say is Kate managed to get by, but it's never really been so impressive. Maybe because she just did not have a personality to back it up. And as I said, the woman who taught her to exit a vehicle like she works in one of those houses, I just don't get why the press is okay with that. Yes, I get, oh, she's being a young woman and, you know, so on and so forth. But with the rhetoric that's always flying about where Meghan is concerned, the fact that they let her get away with this shows a huge double standard. A huge double standard. I'm trying to remember, it was that content creator, the one that's always bearing her gums at everybody. And she always sits there behind her so-called news desk and say the most awful things about Meghan, questioning every little thing. Well, one of the things she questioned was, why does Meghan not know how to get out of a vehicle? How to come she doesn't know how to exit a vehicle? And I'd like to ask the same question about this one. But they will never, ever approach such a subject. And then, of course, one of the humiliating times for the Queen, they were invited to, well, she invited Kate to do something for the Jubilee as the Queen went around the country. And there's Kate dressed up like she, works for an airline in a, well, let's just say a country that isn't so wealthy and mainstream. I don't want to name a country because I don't want to disparage anyone, but where is like she works for Slovenia Air. Yes, like she's an air hostess for Air Slovenia. I'm trying to think who comes from that country. But yeah, she looks like an air hostess from Air Slovenia. And the Queen was not very happy. The Queen was not very happy. I've referenced these photos many times. And I mean, look at this. That is a disgrace right there. Look at how she steps from the vehicle. This is one of those things where they ought to go back and review the story over and over and over again. That's why I tell you guys, I feel like I need to get on TikTok. I really feel like I need to get on TikTok because I want to do some dragging on an industrial scale. I really do. I want to do some dragging on an industrial scale. This is tasteless and disappointing. It's like the only gimmick that she has, it's the only trick she has in the bag is let me flash my legs. Maybe I won't dazzle them with my intellect, but I can show off my legs. I mean, after all, mommy says it's one of my best assets. I know. That's what I'm saying. And then, of course, I cropped these photos just to make sure that everyone focuses on what I find to be very disappointing for someone who struggled for 10 years to get into the royal family. For 10 years, you and your mama scheming and conniving to get you into that family, and this is how you show up? I feel like a hooker convention just let out. This looks very Las Vegas Strip. Is that a royal princess or a Vegas showgirl? You tell me. A 10-year struggle to make it into that family, and to thank them, you show up in such a disgraceful manner. And then, of course, She's clutching that purse for dear life. She dare not let it move. Didn't you see this coming when you left the house? Or when you tried everything on? And the thing is, there was another lady at the event that wore the same dress, but without the jacket. And I promise you, the dress was just below her knee. This is well above her knee. What was she thinking? And I think William was okay with this because it made him feel manly. I would suppose this made him feel somewhat masculine. Kate's daring hemline, Duchess of Cambridge shines in short skirt as she joins the Queen on first day of Diamond Jubilee tour, spending the day with Her Royal Highness and Prince Philip. Kate admits, wait a minute, shouldn't that be Her Royal Majesty and Prince Philip? Spending the day with Her Royal Majesty and Prince Philip, Kate admits she misses William terribly, but is being well looked after. Yeah, that should be Your Royal Majesty, not Royal Highness. Okay, that's a little typo. But yeah, so the Queen is just, dealing with it. As the professional as she is, she's just dealing with it. But this right here, I'm sure the Queen offered her a blanket. I'm pretty sure the Queen offered her a blanket so she wouldn't catch a cold. Never mind. Fast forward, what was this, 2023? Fast forward to the day that the president of South Korea arrived. The Korean president was greeted by a pack of raw chicken legs with stilettos. Again, she turned to her only asset when she wants to send a message. Now, where is that girl with all them gums asking, does she know how to get out of a car? This was deliberate. The State Bentley is a very large vehicle. The State Bentley is like a van, really. Look at how high the ceiling is. She should have been able to stand up, much like she's doing here, without that very awkward bend of the knee. But that was deliberate. That car is another one of the State Bentleys. And look at how high the roofline is. It's deliberately made that way so that the royals can wear their hats, so that they can have those large windows so people can see them to believe them. And Kate exits the vehicle looking like one of the Rockettes from the Radio City Music Hall. This is a very cheap, tawdry, tacky display. And if you guys remember, after this, Kate was not seen wearing a tiara for quite some time. As a matter of fact, after this happened, Kate was not seen for a while. No doubt, no doubt. It's disgusting behavior. And I am very, very bothered by the fact that the tabloids give her a free pass. It's all in fun. And then you have someone like that miserable Arthur Edwards. Well, Kate, and she's such a great girl. Well, I'm pretty sure Arthur Edwards finds this appealing. But when you're invited out with the head of the Church of England, the supreme governor of the Church of England, and you decide, I wonder what I'll wear if I'm going to spend time with the supreme governor of the Church of England. Oh, yeah, I'll wear that. Yeah, I'll wear that. Tacky. Tacky. Oh, by the way, did you hear me when I said that was tacky? Very tacky. Kate Middleton going back to flashing roots. Now that's how you welcome world leaders. She's gone back to her roots of flashing. It's disgusting. I believe there was a movie called A Middleton Tale. It's about the way women who did not have much going for them, especially personality-wise, they would have to use whatever asset they had available. And for Kate, about the only thing that's a constant is the leg game. So she decided to show off her legs. Well, that's our Kate. Always out there flashing her legs. Oh, okay. Okay. And then, of course, this is a photo I tried to share with you last week, but I couldn't find it. I showed you a much smaller version of it, but I wanted you to see it nice and up close. This is Kate out shopping on the high street the week before Meghan came back and showed them how to dress like a royal duchess. Yeah, that was when Meghan came back to show them how to dress when she wore those brilliant colors. And there's Kate with a look of panic on her face, knowing that Meghan is coming. The vein of her existence, that which keeps her up at night, thinking, what can I do next? And of course, cosplaying as per usual. There you go. Meanwhile, in Kensington Palace, Princess Kate is working on her next cosplay assignment. Kate Middleton Royal Cosplay. It's a hot mess of accuracy. The Commonwealth Gazette. And by the way, thank you, Stephen Black, for putting that book together for us. Yes, it's a hardcover book. They're working on an audio version, but that's going to take a while because if the actual subject of the book is to do the voiceover, Kate, you have to wait. Now, this happened today, and I'm so tired of seeing this, but here goes. The real reason Meghan was so jealous of Kate, the late Queen's ominous warning over dark forces. Now, those are two different articles, I believe, but they put those together as a way to, to go after Meghan. Well, maybe they're the same article, who knows? But ex-royal butler Paul Burrell has a new book. See, their explosive royal book. And nobody, and I do mean nobody, can sell a book if they do not pull Meghan's name into it. Remember the editor, Grayson, from Vanity Fair? All those years at Vanity Fair, and the only thing that could get any attention as far as his book was concerned was he had to bring Meghan's name up. It's always that. If Meghan wasn't as influential as we all know she is, then why must everyone try to somehow finagle her name into the book? Or at least for the promos, you promote the book using the excerpts or serialize the book in newspapers, and whatever you're talking about, it has to end with Meghan. They do an interview. They talk about everything under the sun. And then, of course, before the interview is over with, they'll talk about Meghan. They have to do that just to get people to watch the interview in the first place. So Paul Burrell, who has spent all these years getting ahead because of his employment at Kensington Palace with Princess Diana, now is Meghan, someone he never even met. If you never met Meghan, what makes you think that she's jealous of Kate? Why would you say that? Is that just guessing? Because we could all do that. So there you go on the right side there, the Royal Insider, my life with the Queen, the King, and Princess Diana. Well, if Meghan is being used for the promo, how come Meghan's not on the cover of the book? How come Meghan's not even mentioned on the cover of the book? Meghan's disdain at tiny cottage life and incredible envy for Kate, royal author on how Meghan thought she was going to live in a castle. You know, that comes up about, I'm going to say every 3 months. Every 3 months, they'll start that again. That Meghan thought she was going to live in a castle. That Meghan thought that all of the money was Harry's. That Meghan thought Harry was going to be a king. They do that over and over again, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And in so many instances, there's all of these ideas about what Meghan's thinking, and it's coming from people who don't even know her, never met her before. But it doesn't matter. The networks, the television networks. Oh, by the way, you guys, let's wait and see how many American television stations will invite Paul Burrell. Let's just wait and see how many. Because he has not been able to exploit them so much lately. At least not in the US. We should talk about why they were in the cottage. Exactly. The big why. And by the way, thank you for the super chat. The Sussexes had actually rented a house in the Cotswolds, a house that was centered on a property. There was no main road or anything. And so what did, which newspaper was it? They actually, I think they flew a drone and took pictures of the house through and through, including the bedroom. Now, the Sussexes were just trying to quietly have some time in the country, away from court life, away from Kensington Palace. So they rented a cottage in the Cotswolds, which is something that a lot of celebrities do. A lot of well-paid, well-known people, they go to the Cotswolds. The neighbors the neighbors are very protective, should I say. That's how what's her name ended up there? The the comedian lady. That's how she ended up there. Ellen DeGeneres, among others. For over 100 years, people have retreated there. But Harry and Meghan, they couldn't stay. They gave up the house because their privacy was breached. And I wonder how people knew they were there. When did that get to be common knowledge? Hello, Senior Royal here. Hello. Senior Royal here. That's how. That's how. Leaking and briefing. Now, the Cambridges, they just go to Admiral Hall when they want some privacy. Harry and Meghan, they rented a place to enjoy some type of privacy at the time. But that was short-lived because the press started harassing them. I think they sued them, right? Didn't the Sussexes sue the newspaper or whatever? Let's see, this pig here and one in New Zealand. Oh, wait. Let me get that out the way. Oh, that's in the way. Hold on a second. Hello. Okay, blue dress is New Zealand, right? And left side, that's Meghan dancing in the doorway there at the cottage. At the Nottingham Cottage. Okay. And here are some of the reactions to the article. It was a terrible insult putting our people's Princess Meghan, in a tiny rundown cottage. The royals planned it from day one to run her out of town. Another made-up article to stir hate and give all the sad mailers who don't care about her something to moan at. Imagine having her live rent-free in your heads. So sad, but guess if the heads is totally empty, then something has to fill it. I like that. Mr. Floppy says, I really wish Kate Middleton could just accept the fact that there can only be one people's princess, and that's always going to be Meghan. Kate Middleton might live in a palace now, but to the British people, she's always be known as Council Estate Kate. Council Estate. I never heard that before now. Castle Estate Kate. Let's see. Come on. What's the envy? She is bland, plain, and living with a husband that cheats. I'd rather be Meghan Markle any day of the week. And lastly, more Meghan stories because nobody likes Kate's hair. Yeah, because of the hair gate, they're going after Meghan. They're going after Meghan because Kate's hair looks ridiculous. That sounds about right to me. Princess Kate blushes. Stylist reveals the real reason Kate Middleton's gone blonde. Yeah, they say it was to cover the gray. As if, so you cover the gray with ash, with muskrat brown or whatever that is. Look at there, September 4th, September 6th. So today, Kate decided to pull it back. And what I mean is, take a look on the left side. She has put her hair and all of her extensions into a ponytail. Now, this, I believe, was quite deliberate to try to prove to people that that is her real hair. I'm shaking my head no. And of course, in the spirit of solidarity, William decided to also join Kate with somebody else's hair. Now, I don't give him much credit for anything, but you must admit that was quite a courageous move on his part. And then, of course, the papers are helping to celebrate a low achieving royal princess, someone whose idea of service is to talk about the early years. Yeah, that's going to help a lot. Oh, look at that. Timu has decided to take advantage of the headlines. You see that? We have wigs. We have wigs. We have wigs. You don't even have to spin the dial. You can just buy it. You can just buy it. And by the way, thank you to all of the squatties who put these great slides together today. It was like I was going shopping. I just grabbed them left, right, and center. But they have done some great work. Her Royal Tryness. Now, I don't get the tryness, her Royal Tryness. What does that mean? Are they making fun of her speech thing? Her little speech thing that she does? Is that why they're saying her Royal Tryness? Because she's got that unfortunate, thing that she does when she's trying to communicate. Well, that's pretty rotten, isn't it? Making fun of mumbles. My goodness, I'm kind of embarrassed for her. I hope nobody shows her this video, or I hope they hide that front page from her. It'd be a shame if someone shared that with her. Wonder how she would react. I say, I wonder how she would react.
Well, obviously it'd be, I would love to have met her, and she's obviously, she's an inspirational woman to look up to, obviously to this day, and, going forward and things. It is, it's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and, very inspirational. So, yeah, I do.
Yeah, going forward from this day and that, and it's like this and like that and like this, and it's like that and like this and like that, and I would love to hear her do that song. Well, it's like this and like that, and like going forward, and it's like that and like this and like from the ones I've met so far, and the People's Duchess. The wig is terrifying, but Billy looks 55 now to age shame. I'm sorry, not to age shame, but he looks rode hard and put up wet too. There you go. He looks rode hard and put up wet. Thank you, Royal Duchess. I'm sorry, People's Duchess. Okay. Hey, Sequoia Farms, thank you so much for being here. All right. Oh, am I in the right place? Yes, I am. Now, the other thing that they were having fun with on social media, check it out. Someone took a look at that top she had on, and the first thing that came to mind was Jerry Seinfeld. Ah, yes, that was the first thing that came to mind was Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. Oh, that's a mess. That is a real mess. Okay, let me do that. Uh-oh. Ba-da-da-dun, ba-da-da-dun, ba-da-da-dun. Oh, behave. Ba-ba-da-bun. She's also, being the copycat she is also channeling what's his name? The international spy, the international man of mystery, Austin Powers. Yeah, she's also channeling Austin Powers with that top. But because of the Duchess of Kent, of course, she wore black. And one way to demonstrate that she's in mourning is to wear black with the white ruffle collars, and then you sit there and uh, yeah, you just sit there and laugh like a hyena. There you go. There you go. You laugh like a hyena while the country is somewhat in mourning. Kate has never had it so good. She's laughing because they thought she was going to show up with that ashy blonde hair, and then she walked in with a ponytail, and I guess she laughed herself to sleep with that one. Even when nobody else was thinking about it, she was still sitting there. And of course, one of our intrepid squatties realized that there was a resemblance to the animal kingdom and created the slides that you see there on the right side. Let me see. Who is that made this? In some time, I can't read that, but anyway, there's a little marker there in the middle. Yep. I can see that the death of Catherine, the Duchess of Kent, the death of Catherine, the Duchess of Kent, has really affected Catherine, Princess of Wales. See how affected she is? She can't stop laughing nor grinning. And it's not the first time. Check it out. Here's a little collage from over the years where she has displayed quite a resemblance to the animal kingdom. Isn't that something? Well, I'm glad that the late princess died of natural causes, because I couldn't imagine how Kate would be laughing if it was something more to it. I mean, all those years of service to the country and to the royal family, and Kate is about to bust a gut. You there? Kate is busting a gut. She came in the door smiling and laughing. She sat down smiling and laughing. Or am I not using a more polite term? medicated, allegedly. Yeah, medicated. And another one of the fun things is this one here. Someone took a look at the Princess of Wales, and all they could think of was Rapunzel. As a matter of fact, there is a portrait on the wall just to remind you that Kate idolizes the Duchess of Sussex, so much so that she keeps a big image of her right there on her dressing table. No one else is smiling. Why is she? Yeah, exactly, Lex. Exactly. Nobody else is smiling. Just Kate. Kate is busting the gut. She came in the door laughing. She sat down laughing. Pretty much laughed the entire time, while others around her look a little more sober. I mean, after all, we just lost a 92-year-old member of the family. It seemed appropriate to kind of tone things down. But then again, we're expecting a lot from someone who left those children out in the rain, who laughed and grinned while those children were being soaked through and through. And Kate thought it was just absolutely hilarious. Yeah, she thought it was hilarious. Look at her. She just is tickled and delighted. That's our kitty. Kitty Litter, the peroxide princess, with her, I was going to say golden locks, but with her ashy brown locks. The tragic hair that is Kate. Always experimenting with different looks. Even her eyebrows are not safe. She has plucked and plucked and plucked her eyebrows until they're almost not even existing anymore. Well, there you go. That was them in Jamaica. A waste of time. Now, guess what, you guys? I am just about done. Am I? Yep, I am just about done. I told you 1 hour. By the way, at the top of the chat, there's a link for the People's Duchess. Don't forget, there are alternative Sussex-friendly spaces. I do recommend you try them all out. You know, those days when you wake up and you're just like, oh, I cannot do Barron today. Good Lord. All he talks about is cookies and cookies. Anyway, I saw this on Facebook. Isn't that a beautiful Victorian floor? Isn't that beautiful? And you know what? The only reason why that floor is there is because the lady that owns the house refused to listen. Everybody had an opinion about her floors. And she was just like, you know what? These are my floors. I'll worry about it. So she paid them absolutely no attention and decided to do her own thing. So it says the previous owner warned me about the encaustic tiles. Encaustic tiles, I guess that's what they call it. Been here since 1887, they said. Like it was a curse. Cracked, loose, probably full of lead. Budget at least 15 grand to replace them. I nodded politely while calculating how many years of overtime that meant. For months, I walked past them every morning, stepping carefully over broken sections. The geometric patterns seemed to mock me. All that craftsmanship hiding under decades of grime and neglect. My boyfriend kept suggesting Vinyl. Yeah. Kept suggesting vinyl. Vinyl that, he said. Looks just like tile. And showing me Pinterest boards of sleek modern hallways. But something made me get on my knees one Saturday with a bucket of gentle cleaner. Maybe it was stubbornness. Maybe it was being tired of everyone telling me what I couldn't afford to fix. 6 hours later, my back screaming. I'd cleaned maybe 2 square feet. The colors underneath made me gasp. Deep emerald, rich terracotta, butterscotch yellow, and still brilliant after 137 years. Found tile restoration expert through To Do. Yes, I believe it's called the To Do app, who taught me the old methods through messages and video calls. No, they mixed sealer in the old days, they said. No, they mixed sealers in the old days. Spent weeks hunched over the tile, regrouting with lime, base mortar, sealing with techniques that probably hadn't been used since these floors were first laid. My boyfriend stopped coming over, said I was obsessed with old junk. 3 months later, I posted the finished photos. The same people who told me to rip them out suddenly wanted to know my contractor's information. There wasn't one, just me. YouTube videos at 2 a.m. and selling everything I could spare on floors. Maybe he was right. But every morning I walk down this hallway and I see what everyone else wanted to throw away, gleaming like jewels under my feet. Sometimes the best investment isn't in something new. Sometimes it's in refusing to let the beauty die just because it's difficult to save. So that is how those floors look so amazing. Stubbornness. And her boyfriend, you know what? If her boyfriend did not share her vision, especially for her house, then he needed to go. So 3 years of hard work, lots of cleaning, grouting, and all that kind of stuff. And what's left? Those beautiful floors. And who knows, there may be others in the neighborhood, but I rather fancy it. I mean, it tells a story. It's part of the history of the house. Oh, well, that's that, you guys. Just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was very interesting. I'm just glad she got rid of that boyfriend. He was probably a little asshole anyway. Okay, so you guys are off the hook. Thank you very much. Love you guys so much. Thank you to the moderators for keeping this a very safe space. Lex, did you want to come up before I go? I know we talked about it, but maybe another time, maybe tonight. Did you want to share anything? Okay. All right, we'll do it another time then. Wow, this week went by way too fast. Thank you, Connie Bomber. I love those floors, though. That is beautiful. You know, I'm thinking that butterscotch would be a great paint for the walls. What do you think? That kind of beigey looking color? I think that would be great for the walls. And not, two-tone, just paint it all one color. I think it would be so warm. But I love tiles. Tiles, anything that's ceramic. I like stuff like that because it just seems like the beauty is more than skin deep. There's so much depth to the beauty of it. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Good night. Catch you next time.